Shall we please rise for the protection of Father?
We are doing the national anthem. PA, can you please give us the anthem? His Lordship Justice Dotse, the Vice Chancellor, the Honorable Water Regional Minister, W.H.O, the Medical Director of the whole Regional Hospital, members of Council, the Executive Secretary, Vice Chancellor Ghana, the representative of the Governor of Bank of Ghana, regional representatives of the Office of the W.H.O, Vice Chancellors Ghana, representatives of the Vice Chancellors of the various universities, registrars, President and members of the Volta Regional House of Chiefs, Chiefs of the Sokode Traditional Area, members of Convocation, junior members of UHAS, ladies and gentlemen of the press, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to welcome you warmly to our very first ever first special congregation. We thank you for coming this morning. It's a bit sunny, but I do hope that it will be cool inside here so that the activity can go on successfully. We promise that you will enjoy the ceremony. Please welcome the Chairman of the University Council, His Lordship Justice Dotse, to open the special congregation.
Honorable Volta Regional Minister Dr. W.H.O, Vice Chancellor Professor John Muso, members of UHAS Council, members of Parliament in present, Executive Secretary, NCTE, Executive Secretary, Accreditation Board, representatives of professional bodies, Medical and Dental Council, Nursing and Midwifery Council, Allied Health Council, representative of the Governor of the Bank of Ghana, regional representatives of the Office of the W.H.O, Vice Chancellors Ghana, Executive Secretary, Vice Chancellors Ghana, registrars of various public universities in Ghana, presidents and members of the Volta Regional House of Chiefs, chiefs and elders of the Sokole traditional area, our landlords, chiefs of Asogbe traditional area, Kofi immediate past chairman of UHAS Council, chief directors and directors of ministries, departments and agencies, members of convocation, genome members of UHAS, ladies and gentlemen of the press, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Governing Council of the University of Health and Allied Sciences, management, staff, and students of the entire university community, and on my own behalf, I welcome you all to the first special congregation of UHAS and the second day of UHAS lecture series in memory of Professor J.E.A. our distinguished late president. This special congregation has been set aside by the university to recognize individuals who have excelled in various aspects of health delivery and have by so doing contributed immensely towards improvement of health in accordance with the mission of the university, which inter alia is to provide quality education, advanced knowledge through scholarship and research that improves health and quality of life. At these first two occurrences, this special occasion was held as part of the university's main congregation. However, fast increasing student numbers in the face of very slow increases in infrastructural facilities and logistics, plus the need to lay the required emphasis on the recognition of their work, awardees, have necessitated a decoupling of the two activities and hence this first special congregation. Today, three distinguished personalities would be recognized for their contribution to the development, promotion, and delivery of health services locally and internationally. Apart from that, in the hosting of academic events such as this one, we aim to showcase this young and enterprising university's academic achievements and strong presence, which seeks to enhance our visibility as a university of international repute and of excellence. The personalities we honor today deserve our recognition for the great heights they have attained in their various choosing areas of specialization in health delivery. The awards are also to recognize their awardees for their tenacity as individuals who have endeavored to attain these heights in spite of all the odds that they may have encountered. We honor them for what they have all individually attained for themselves, their professions, and countries. In this day and age, where health delivery in our parts of the world has become an illusion, these individuals deserve to be celebrated for what they have contributed towards health delivery. It is our hope that this process of recognizing our heroes and heroines will serve as great motivation to our young students whom we are training. I therefore urge the students of this university not to make material acquisition the fulcrum of their ambitions, but rather service to mankind. It is to this end that I welcome you all to the first special congregation of UHAS in honor of Dr. Mawulom, who unfortunately was unable to join us for the UHAS lecture series. But as you all bear with me, the first paper which was delivered on her behalf by Dr. W.H.O was an excellent and thought-provoking one, and we look forward to the second this morning to be delivered by the country representative of W.H.O, Dr. Kalua. Dr. Moses Adibo is a household name in Ghana's medical profession and needs no further introduction, but he will be properly introduced at the appropriate time. And Mr. Kofi Isiakoku, who is also a household name in our pharmaceutical industry. Even though the registrar has already welcomed you, let me also use this opportunity to welcome all our visitors to these green environs of our university. The topics that we had yesterday and for today, today's topic will be on transforming health and accelerate sustainable development in Africa, addressing universal health coverage through regional and global transformation. This is very relevant, timely, and remarkable. And as chair of the University Council, I would like to extend our sincerest gratitude to Dr. Mweti for the insightful thoughts she presented yesterday through her representative, and we look forward to another excellent delivery. And we also extend the same gratitude to her team for making it possible to share in her experiences and thoughts on the subject matter. I also wish to welcome Dr. Moses Adibo and Mr. Siapoku and their families to this event. Both personalities, as I said, need no further introduction in Ghana. On behalf of the university community, I welcome all our distinguished invited guests from far and near to this special event. And now, by the powers vested in me as Chairman of Council of the University of Health and Allied Sciences, I declare this morning's special congregation duly constituted.
We will do the UHAS anthem. And I humbly ask you to be on your feet as the PA assists us, the PA and the cultural team assist us to sing the anthem. It's on page 13 of your brochure.
Chairman of Council, Honorable Regional Minister, members of Council, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, all other protocols observed. We've acknowledged everybody over and over again, and we want to say that you are all very important to us. Registrar has already welcomed you, and Chairman of the Council has also welcomed you, but I also want to add my word of welcome to all of you today, this morning. I'm supposed to give a brief message, and I've decided to focus it on the history and the story that is being told about UHAS over the last couple of years. Since we have quite a number of guests amongst us, I decided to tell you, for those of you who do not know, that our university was established by an Act of Parliament in 2011, and that we started operations in September 2012. We enrolled 154 students, and now, over a 6-year period, we've grown to almost 4,000, 3,727 students. That's at the last check. We've initiated our postgraduate programs as well, and we currently have 25 postgraduate students in public health. Our first batch of students were graduated in 2016. And last July, we graduated another 412. I keep explaining this over and over again because people ask, how could you recruit 154 and graduate 157? I've said it over and over again, but for those of you who do not know, we run what we call the sandwich program, so some people can come in at level 300 or level 400. So that explains it. So by the time we were ready to do our first graduation, we had 175 students fulfilled all the requirements for graduation. This year, we hope to graduate another batch of approximately 400 students in July. We are a university with a vision of becoming a preeminent research institution which is practically oriented, and we offer community service. That for us is very key in our business. By the Act of Parliament that establishes us, we're supposed to have 8 schools and 3 institutes. To date, we have 6 schools. The School of Basic and Biomedical Sciences, our School of Medicine, our School of Nursing and Midwifery, our School of Allied Health Sciences, our School of Health, which is based in Hohoi, our School of Pharmacy, and our Institute of Health Research. The ones on the drawing board are our School of Dentistry, our School of Sports and Exercise Medicine, our Institute of Medical Education, and our Institute of Traditional and Alternate Medicine. We pledge to keep to this mandate, since we are the only institution that is dedicated to the training of health professionals, the only public university, and indeed the only university in this country that is solely dedicated to the training of health professionals. And we want to ensure that it remains as such. We are not going to allow any creeping of other mandates into our mess. I was fortunate to have attended a University of Science and Technology, now Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. As we speak today, 60% of the students are doing humanities, and only 40% are doing science-based courses. And we know that if our country needs to grow and develop, we need to ensure that we focus on science and technology. So we will not allow any creeping of other mandates, at least under my watch. To grow. I cannot guarantee when I'm sure we focus on science. We have a team of very dedicated staff. We have approximately 200 faculty members and about 60 senior member administrators, 149 senior staff, and 180 junior staff. So we have approximately 600 people who help to drive the engine of this university. I can say proudly that we have the best student to staff ratio in this country. As you would know, the National Council for Tertiary Education sets up certain norms for the training of our human resources. For medical school, it recommends that for every 12 students, you must have one lecturer. And for the other health programs, pharmacy, midwifery, physician assistant, and all that, the recommendation is 15:1. Currently, as a whole university, we are doing 17:1. It's a little below the norms, but it is the best you can find in this country, I can assure you. If you go to the older universities, for the health program, they will be doing about twice or, in some instances, thrice as much as we are doing. So we are doing pretty well, and we are very proud of that. So this is to give you an idea of the university that you have come to. Why these lectures? We develop these lectures, or we institutionalize these lectures to ensure that we inculcate the spirit of leadership, mentorship, and develop the capacity of our health professionals to be able to go out there and deliver on their mandate. As academics, we ensure that there is intellectual debate of the issues that are at stake. And through that, we bring in innovation, emphasize on integrity, excellence, service, and care. So as we do this, as we invite special people to come and speak to us, it is our hope that over the years, these skills will be inculcated into our staff and students and the general population at large. When you institute these lecture series, your hope is to acknowledge, recognize, honor, and celebrate people who have made a special contribution to society. And through that, we try to protect our legacies. Many academic institutions on the Ghanaian academic landscape have similar lecture series. The Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences has the Kwame Nkrumah and the J.B. Damka lecture series. The University of Ghana has the Agri Fraser Gettysburg lecture series. KNUST has the R.P. Bafo lecture series. University of Cape Coast has the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Lecture Series. GIMPA recently instituted the Atta-Mills Lecture Series. The University of Development Studies has the Africa Leadership Lecture Series. We at the University of Health and Allied Sciences have the Leadership Lecture Series in honor of J.E.Mills. And many would ask, why J.E.Mills? We picked on J.E.Mills because of his contribution to academia, the fact that he is a statesman, a political leader, and specifically for the establishment of the University of Health and Allied Sciences. Many of you are coming here for the first time, but if you had been here 6 years ago, you would have wondered whether we really were a university. But now, through the hard work of our forebears and all the people who have been around, we have this beautiful new campus, the School of Basic and Biomedical Sciences, by courtesy of the China government. And if you recall, I mentioned that we are expecting to have 11 academic facilities. This is just one of 11. So we have just begun. We have a very long way to go. And we are very mindful of that. By courtesy of Bank of Ghana, we have this beautiful auditorium in which facilitates. This is just one I would want to say thank you to Bank of Ghana. We will be inaugurating appropriately at a later date. And we are very mindful. It's another way of saying that if there are any potential benefactors around, we will be very, very happy to work with you. And we know Bank of Ghana has all the money in Ghana, so they can also come and do some more. So thank you, Bank of Ghana. This is our campus plan. And this in yellow is what we have seen here. So all the rest is not built. We have a small unit here which houses about 80 students. And we have another place for our staff accommodation over here. All this is supposed to be staff accommodation. We have only 8 units built. So you don't have to come to the Bank of Ghana to commit 8 million cedis to build a 1,200 seat auditorium. You can, somebody who can decide to build 3 housing units for our staff so that we can attract very qualified staff. It is our hope that in the next couple of months, we will begin to develop our central administration, which is in red here, and our School of Nursing and Midwifery, so that we can expand our intake very soon. So as I indicated, we are not discouraged that we do not have all the facilities of K University or University of Ghana. We will make progress very slowly. Mr. Chairman, members of council, in addition to this, we are having our honorary degrees. And Chairman of Council has already mentioned the contribution of our various people whom we are honoring today to the society as a whole and Ghana health landscape in particular. Today we'll be honoring 3 distinguished personalities. Dr. Moeti, the Regional Director of the World Health Organization African Region, Dr. Moses Adibo, a former Director of Medical Services, and the former Deputy Minister of Health, whose contribution to the health landscape is immeasurable. And of course, Mr. Bofin Siabuku, the Chief Executive Officer of Kinapharma Industries. I believe there's more than Kinapharma, there are many, many more things. And the citation will let you know the details of that. Its contribution to the pharmaceutical industry in this country is immeasurable. Kinapin 442 was a household name in the management of malaria for a very long time. And there are many other products that are on the Ghanaian landscape as well. So with this, I also want to add my welcome to all of you and thank you sincerely for your attention. In 4 or 5 years' time, you may go to a consultant, people treating you. These are our own students. So I'm supposed to introduce the speaker for today. I just want to start by getting into memory lane. 2 years ago, we had our first lecture delivered by Professor Sabo, and he spoke to us on higher education and its impact on development. Last year, we had Dr. W.H.O speak to us on the people who work for our health, finding a fit-for-purpose workforce for sustainable development goals. This year, we have invited the first W.H.O, the first lady to become a regional director of the World Health Organization, Mawulom, to speak to us. She is from Botswana, a veteran public health practitioner for 35 years of national and international experience. She trained as a doctor in the UK and studied public health at London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. Again, that is the same school I went to. Prior to joining the World Health Organization, she worked in the Ministry of Health in Botswana as a clinician and as a public health specialist. She worked with UNICEF as a regional health advisor for East and Southern Africa. Then with UNAIDS as team leader for Africa and the Middle East desk in Geneva. She joined the World Health Organization Regional Office in Africa in 1999, where she did many things, amongst which are coordinating an inter-country support team for South and Eastern African countries. She was at one point in time the W.H.O country representative for Malawi. She was at a point in time the director of non-communicable diseases, an assistant regional director, and later on the deputy regional director. Yesterday we had the talk on focused leadership and the journey to universal health coverage, the role of academia. Today the talk is much longer one. It says transform health and accelerated sustainable development in Africa, addressing universal health coverage through regional global transformation. As we indicated yesterday, there was a medical emergency for which reason Dr. Mawulom could not be with us. But the work that she had to do, she had to send 2 people to come and do for us. So yesterday we had Dr. Martinota give the first presentation, and today we are privileged to have Dr. Owen Kalua, who is the W.H.O country representative in Ghana, speak to us on behalf of her boss. Dr. Owen Kalua, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. The Chairman of Council, His Lordship, Justice Vita Dotse, I hope I pronounced it well enough. Professor John Japon, Vice Chancellor, University of Health and Allied Sciences. The Honorable Regional Minister for the Volta region. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, may I at all protocol say good morning. As the Vice Chancellor has mentioned, I have the honor to make this presentation on behalf of the Regional Director of W.H.O in the African region, Dr. Matshidiso Moeti, who has the Vice Chancellor has indicated and really wanted to be with us today, but due to issues beyond her control, she couldn't be able to be with us. So I will present this lecture on her behalf. I hope I will convey to you exactly what she wanted to convey to you when she wrote this lecture. I'll start anyhow by saying a few words as a preamble that she would have said to you. That is, I quote, my sincere thanks to Professor Japon, the leadership and staff of the University of Health and Allied Sciences for inviting me to speak on transforming health and accelerating sustainable development in Africa. It is indeed an honor and privilege to address such a distinguished audience at this fine institution. It is only fitting that I pay tribute and celebrate the life and legacy of Professor John Evans Atta-Mills, a most illustrious son of Ghana and Africa. He showed single-minded commitment and focus towards the welfare and well-being of people in Ghana and around the world. These results focus leadership, greet us like a gem, inviting leaders to follow his example. We need many more like Professor John Atta-Mills, end of quote. At this stage, permit me, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to present on behalf of Dr. Moeti this lecture on transforming health and accelerating sustainable development in Africa and addressing UHC through regional global transformation, and may I add that we also need national or country level transformation. The overview of the presentation is what is in front of you, that challenging health and environmental realities in Africa, transforming health to accelerate sustainable development, citizens' power, health as a human right, focused and responsive leadership for UHC, reflecting on the Accra Agenda for Action and accelerating the journey to UHC through a transformed World Health Organization, and then a few concluding remarks. First of all, let me present to you this three-dimensional depiction of universal health coverage that most of you are probably familiar with. Universal health coverage is about delivering services to everyone, that they should have all the health services they need, from prevention, promotion, treatment, rehabilitation, and palliation, of good quality, without falling into financial hardship as they do so. And this figure here depicts the three dimensions. One is to be covered, in other words, population to be covered, and the other aspect is which services are to be covered, and then the third dimension is financial risk protection. What do people have to pay out of their own pockets? And you can see, the gold or yellow small box inside there indicates that in all those three dimensions, we have to move towards a situation where the gold box fills the entire box there. In other words, that's the journey to universal health coverage, including increasing services which are covered incrementally as finances become available, extending the population that covers, in other words, the coverage of our services incrementally until we reach everybody, and ensuring financial risk protection for the population. And that's the journey to universal health coverage that is unique for each member state or each country to undertake, because the circumstances are always different in each country. So I put this up as an introduction so that we can have a picture of the dimension of UHC. Now, why invest in universal health coverage? The commitment to universal health coverage is based on the recognition of the intrinsic value of health and the basic right to health. So because health is a right, a human right, we have to invest in it so we meet that right. And universal health coverage is a good economic investment. Why? Because it is a sound investment in human capital. If you invest in universal health coverage, you have people who are adequately healthy to be able to contribute meaningfully to development, even in the context of SDGs. It's good to invest in UHC because it contributes to health security. The strengthening of health systems that you have to put in place for UHC also will provide for the capacity to be able to timely detect and respond to public health emergencies, therefore securing health security. And it's a driver for employment creation in the health sector. As you extend services, you need many more human resources for health. And despite rapid economic growth and improvement in health outcomes in Africa, pressures on health systems will increase with the expanding population and with increasing citizen demand for better health. Therefore, we need universal health coverage to meet the health needs of the expanding populations and also to meet the demands for better health that will arise from the population. But Africa faces complex health challenges. We have old and existing epidemics of HIV, TB, malaria, cholera, still affecting most of the population in Africa and compromise health. There's an alarming rise in the burden of non-communicable diseases and associated risk factors. The frequent disease outbreaks and disaster, and at any given point in time, there's a public health emergency somewhere in Africa or in several countries in Africa. And frequent disease outbreaks and new threats such as Zika, antimicrobial resistance, and counterfeit medicines also challenge us. And the question of antimicrobial resistance is quite important, because even if we extend services to considerable large proportions of our population, if the antimicrobial we're using are not effective, we will not achieve, which is the ultimate goal of universal health coverage, which is about health and well-being, not just coverage for the sake of it. And the question of climate change is also contributing to the changing disease epidemiology that we need to be addressing. This table here just gives an indication that of the impact of the heavy burden of disease in the African region, which in 2015 was estimated to contribute to productive loss of approximately $2.4 trillion. And that's a lot of money that could have been saved and made available for progress and development. This graph here indicates that even though we have some challenges that are depicted and the heavy burdens of the disease, some progress has been made. Coverage of key health services has increased, but we still have critical gaps that remain. And these gaps are related to service provision, capacity and adequacy, and also the quality of care that remains the barrier to universal health coverage. I don't know whether it shows clearly there, but you see the movement from 2002 to 2018 and 14, for example, in Sub-Saharan Africa, where routine immunization increasing from 53 to 77 there, and then you have, that is in terms of the percentage, and then you have ART coverage increasing from 0, because we didn't have much ART at all in 2002, prior to the time of even the 3x5 initiative. Then you had an increase by 2013 to 41%, and also tuberculosis success rate. On the other side, you see what the situation in the Middle East and North Africa, which was high and remained relatively stable. But from the Sub-Saharan Africa point of view, it does indicate that yes, well, we have made some progress, but we still need to do more, particularly in terms of improvement in quality and also adequacy of service provision. So examples of some progress that have been made: life expectancy has risen from 50 in 1990 to 60 in 2015, under 5 mortality decreased by 54.2%, and then polio and other non-communicable, neglected tropical diseases which are at the verge of being eradicated. And we have also seen more access to new treatments for HIV, more effective and more potent antiretrovirals, and also better treatment for MDR, TB that has improved. A treatment that instead of 2 years that we used to give, it was short as 9 months. So new cases of malaria have reduced, but interventions that have been put in place for 20% between 2010 and 2016. And immunization against pneumonia and meningitis increased from 3% in 2010 to 5% in 2016. More examples there. following the Ebola crisis in West Africa, W.H.O introduced a new health emergencies program with tangible impact. For example, a new Ebola outbreak that occurred in DRC in May 2017, the program in place enabled prompt government actions followed by WHO and other partners' response that was able to stop the outbreak within 2 months. Not much was talked about that outbreak because it was contained, and it was contained quite quickly. Average government expenditure on health, however, as a proportion of total expenditure, has marginally improved over those years, despite the fact that we had seen some progress in terms of the improvements. And that contribution of the government expenditure on health is still far below the Abuja Declaration of 2001 that had put this at 15% as a minimum. So millions of people in Africa do not have access to the essential health care, even though we've made some improvement. And health expenditure in Africa, however, what we will point out at this point, has grown over the past 2 decades, but this has mainly been due to external aid. Meaning, therefore, as countries in Africa, we have not put a lot of our own domestic resources on health. And the improvement we have seen in terms of health expenditure has mostly been related to external aid. And now that has got issues and consequences, as most African countries become middle-income countries, and less external aid coming to our countries, including to the health sector. We need to look at that as we move to accelerate our universal health coverage as we address the sustainable development goals. But the transition from MDGs to SDGs, which we have now, offers a framework for a new vision and shared goals towards improving the health and well-being of the people of Africa. We have looked at the health burden. We have looked at the fact that most of this is because of the external aid that has been put also in terms of the improvements that have been seen. But further still, we have an opportunity which is being offered by the SDG framework. And SDG 3, which is about ensuring healthy lives and promoting well-being for all at all ages, is the major SDG or sustainable development goal focusing on health. However, other 16 SDGs also relate to the health sector. Health, in particular adolescent health, is being adopted as a reliable measure of how the overall sustainable development agenda is progressing. The other 16 SDGs relate to health, particularly in terms of the issue of dealing with social, economic, and environmental determinants for health that ultimately impact on health. So this is deleting the SDG 3, which is ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all at ages, but position universal health coverage at the center of that SDG. And you can see that most of the other targets of SDG 3, which are below there, all contribute to the achievement of universal health coverage. So achievement of issues on reduced maternal mortality and preventable newborn and child disease, etc., all contribute to achieving universal health coverage. So it is a central target in SDG 3. But health, as I said, is linked to the other goals. Target 1.3, implement social protection system for all, is related to health. And so on and so forth, of the other examples that are provided in this stage. So, at the center of the SDGs is health. because only health people can contribute to economic development and productivity. But at the center of SDG 3 is universal health coverage. So you can see how critical universal health coverage is, not only to SDG 3, but to the entire sustainable development goals. So indeed, central to achievement of SDG 3 is universal health coverage, that everyone, everywhere, having access to quality health services they need without suffering financial hardship. So this just reminds us what I said earlier on. But where are we? This figure tries to show a number of countries in Africa where they are and what we need to do to move towards universal health coverage. On the red box or pink box, that's where you have countries with low coverage, as shown on the y-axis there. Then you have also countries with high out-of-pocket payments, it's about 40 to 80%. Then on the blue side, up there, you have countries with high service coverage and low out-of-pocket payments. That's where we need to move our countries towards. And these are countries in the African region. So you can see where we are, Ghana, for example, we are just borderline. We need to move to the blue area. And this will take heavy lifting. That's why the title is heavy lifting for universal health coverage. So it will take heavy lifting. It will take a lot of weight in all the three dimensions I mentioned earlier on of universal health coverage for us to move towards a situation where we have high service coverage and yet low out-of-pocket payments for health services. So that's the challenge, and that's the journey we have to do, and that's what we need to focus on. But in order to transform health to accelerate sustainable development, we need sustainable financing for health, and that's a crucial factor for attaining universal health coverage. And this may involve a much greater role for compulsory public financing mechanisms, such as tax financing and social insurance or national health insurance, and also it entails equity in use of services and enhanced quality of services. And these are two dimensions that may be compromised in the quest to subsidize access to services. So as we push towards universal health coverage, we should watch out for that we don't compromise quality. At the same time, we should ensure that there is equity and no one is left behind, as in the spirit of the MDGs, or the SDGs rather. At Transform Health to accelerate sustainable development, countries are beginning to understand now that UHC will contribute to healthier, more productive populations. And healthier populations in turn will drive economic growth, development and prosperity, improve health security, reduce poverty and better gender equity. And most political leaders recognize the concept of UHC as a pathway towards achieving SDG 3. And this is a welcome, positive move, but it's a move we must capitalize on as a health sector so that we can move forward and address the gaps and challenges on our path towards universal health coverage. We should admit, though, that achieving UHC and the SDG by 2030 is an ambitious vision. But I think it's a noble vision, a vision that we should all commit to and pull our resources together so we can move towards that goal. And with people at the center, the SDGs offer significant opportunities for all of us through solving the world's new health and other development challenges in a way and in ways that is in form of a new paradigm. So SDGs do offer us an opportunity, and this momentum we must grab seize and move forward with. And these citizens will focus on responsive leadership of countries, coupled with a new approach to partner engagement, an attractive new direction to follow, representing a new one. So many people still consider the SDGs as old MDGs with new names, but they are not. Rather, the SDGs and the new mindset and paradigms envisaged represents the new wine in the new bottle. And this is something that we should hold on to. We need to transform, also need citizens' power, taking health as a human right. As you know, the enjoyment of the highest attainable standard of health is one of the fundamental rights of every human being, without distinction of race, religion, and political belief, economic or social condition. 30 years after this was adopted in the Constitution of W.H.O. in 1948, they still remain even more powerful and relevant than ever. I still marvel at the definition of health and also that the attainable of highest standard of health as a fundamental right was thought of and included in the Constitution 70 years ago, and it remains relevant even to this day. The right to health for all people means that everyone should have access to the quality services they need, when and where they need them, and as we continue to say, without suffering financial hardship, which is what UHC stands for. But citizens must fully engage and be aware of their healthcare rights for us to attain universal health coverage and SDGs. Citizens and all partners must also work together to combat inequalities and discriminatory practices so that everyone can enjoy the benefit of good health. So it's not only about claiming your right to health, but it's also your responsibility to work with everybody to combat inequalities and discrimination. So the rights to health should come with the responsibilities that we take for health. Often I say, just to digress a bit from the speech, is that individuals have responsibilities for their own health. If you are told to exercise, we are told to stop smoking, we are told not to abuse alcohol, to have proper diets. There's something we should do on our own. We are told to improve the sanitation. We have a role as individuals to play. So individuals have the right to health, yes, but have a role to play for us to attain universal health coverage. And African countries need to take responsibility for health of their citizens. I indicated earlier on about the improvements we have made, and that if you look at the expenditure, that the increases in expenditure were mostly from external aid. I think we should be moving towards a situation where African countries are taking full responsibility for the cost of health and the health of their citizens. Governments should vigorously pursue a more purposeful and sustained investment in health and well-being. And the academic community has a role here in research and generation of evidence, tapping into advances in technology and generating appropriately skilled workforce, which are critical for reaching universal health coverage. You have a role to play in the training of the people, generation of evidence, and in producing healthcare workers that can deliver quality services so that universal health coverage achieves its objectives, which is good health and well-being. So a few reflection on the Accra Agenda for Action, because this sets again on how we should work together in partnership in the promotion of health. So the second high-level forum on aid effectiveness took place in 2005 and indicated that aid could and should be producing better impacts than it was producing. And the Paris Declaration was made, which endorsed to base development efforts on first-hand experience of what works and does not work with aid, so that we achieve much more results from the few monies that are available. And it's formulated around 5 central pillars, and that is ownership by government, alignment, that partners must align to the government's set priorities in order to address the unique priorities of each country. And as I've been saying, in terms of universal health coverage, each country has a unique path that they will follow because of unique circumstances. So we should identify what are the priorities of the country, and every partner align to it. And harmonization, where the partners harmonize how they work and with the governments and minimize transaction costs. And then management for results and mutual accountability. This was 2005, but I'm sure these pillars are much more important even now as we move forward in universal health coverage. In 2008, at the third high-level forum on effectiveness, which took place here in Accra, it reaffirmed the Paris Declaration. The global partners for Africa need to engage differently, should be supporting government to make better use of their own resources, minimizing the drain on natural resources, providing opportunities to produce or access health products without anti-commercial exploitation. This sustainable intervention will foster better quality of countries. I think in 2010, W.H.O produced the World Health Report, which was on health financing for universal health coverage. And one of the elements emphasized there is efficient use of resources, which is what we need to be doing, because the resources we have are not likely to increase at the rate that we need to increase the need of the health of the population. So let's make a dollar go a longer distance. Let's make a seed go a longer distance, do more for health than less. So accelerating the challenge to universal health coverage through transformed W.H.O. I've talked about the health budget. I've talked about some progress that we have made. I've talked about the issues related to the fact that we need to invest more and some transformations that have to happen at regional as well as at country level. But WHO as an institution also need to be transformed to better support countries on their journeys to universal health coverage. And with strong commitment towards achieving UHAS and SDG, WHO has committed to transforming itself. A regional-wide initiative called Transformation Program of the WHO in the Africa region 2015 and 2020 was put in place by Dr. Mawulom, which is implemented through the Transformation Agenda, which was endorsed at the 65th session of the Regional Committee of Ministers of Health for Africa. And the aim of the Transformation Agenda is to strengthen WHO role as the primary leader in health development in Africa. And major elements of the transformation agenda include pro-results, values, focusing on results. In the lecture yesterday, there was some discussion which talked about where is the commitment of our health workers. And I think the focus also here in the region is let's have the staff that are focused on pro-results values. We should have smart technical focus, evidence-based technical support, and we need responsive strategic operations that will make sure that we are able to respond adequately and timely to the needs of our member states, and effective communication and partnerships that will help us to be able to communicate with governments, communicate with all stakeholders and all partners of what we're doing and how we can work best together in achieving our common goal of advancing towards UHC. And the transformation agenda includes the vision of WHO's effort to strengthen the health system, putting emphasis on supporting countries to design health systems, strategies, and interventions based on their unique contexts. And there is therefore a UHC flagship program which has introduced a framework for action that provides many options for countries to focus on what works for them. This has been developed within W.H.O, and the framework places emphasis on district and community health systems, improving data generation and analysis, and improving governance, management, and accountability. And the health system frameworks works on the health system building block. And the mission is to support member states to strengthen and build integrated primary health care by reinforcing the national and district health system functions of stewardship, health financing, resource creation, and better services delivery. So if you look at this picture, you have all the 6 building blocks of the health system, but at the center of that is people. So whatever we do is systems building for health delivery, but people at the center, because we need to reach people to ensure people have access, and there's equitable access, there's coverage of quality services, and that the health system is efficient, responsive, and responsible, and focuses on people. So in a nutshell, that's the framework of the UHC that is being developed by W.H.O as part of its transformation to have a smart technical focus and support to member states in this journey for universal health coverage. But in this framework, more relevant to this audience, since we are at the university and the school for health and allied sciences, there are 2 major aspects. One is the health workforce, particularly the technical workforce, the management workforce, the administrative workforce, and the ancillary, including community health workforce. So you need to improve and strengthen human resources for health and move towards universal health coverage. The focus should be not only on the technical workforce, but management workforce as well, the administrative workforce as well. Because if these are not working well, it can be a source of a lot of inefficiencies in the health sector delivery. So we have to have a holistic approach so that everybody contributes efficiently and effectively to the services that we have to deliver. There was a discussion around this point, and I need to highlight that in the vision of the regional director, it's clear that the administrative workforce has a critical role to play. Health information, research and innovation, again, is another area that requires investment in routine data sources, disease surveillance, e-health. Academic institutions are critical in helping government to implement these components of the framework of action that I've just highlighted. But also at the global level, I'm talking about W.H.O at the regional level. More recently, W.H.O at global level is embarking on a bold new plan of action in the 13th program of work, which is based on 1 billion more people better protected from health emergencies, 1 billion more people benefiting from universal health coverage, and 1 billion more people enjoying better health and well-being. And the delivery of these goals should be concentrated at country level, because it's at country level that we can make a difference. It's at country level that we can reach the people and improve their health. And the W.H.O effort is also to embark on functional review of the W.H.O country offices, so that even the country offices are fit for purpose for the work they have to do. And deliver of these goals, because of these goals of focus at country level, we have moved on at the W.H.O regional office to conduct functional reviews of the W.H.O country offices to see how best can we position ourselves in the context of universal health coverage, the SDG, and the whole issue of national and global health security. Governments and partners have articulated the expectation of W.H.O. They want W.H.O to coordinate the health sector in countries and to facilitate evidence-based information to guide intervention. So it's up to us as WHO also transform to meet the expectation of the member states. And indeed, the issue of evidence-based information to guide intervention is another area where the academic sector can play a key role. Finally, let me say a few concluding remarks. There are health and development challenges in Africa that are pointed out, and WHO is poised to play a catalytic role in this once-in-a-generation opportunity provided by the SDGs to accelerate progress towards a much brighter health and future for the African people. This opportunity, however, calls for all hands on the deck, and the time to act is now, that we should work all together and act urgently and take opportunity of this chance. We must demonstrate to the people of Africa and indeed the world that their future can be different and they can have hope in their future, and that can start by improving their health and well-being. And we owe them success. And I'm confident in the African people, so says the regional director. I'm confident that we are on the right path to a brighter, healthier, and more prosperous future. And indeed, accelerate progress towards UHAS in Africa is within reach, but we will require political leadership and a clear strategic vision. We should be optimistic that we can get there, but there's work to be done, and we should rise up to that challenge. There is no one-size-fits-all in the approach to UHAS. Strategies will depend on local circumstances and national dialogue. Because they depend on national circumstances, the academia have a key role to play to provide the evidence of what is the local circumstances that we should work with as we move towards universal health coverage, meeting the three dimensions I talked of earlier: who is covered, whose services are covered, and financial risk protection. Highlights again the need for innovation. We really need to innovate and to ensure that we have intra and inter-sectoral collaboration. So together we are strengthened. We are acting on what we know, and we are committed to one vision. And the journey to UHC will be within our reach and will be possible. I thank you for your attention.
I think we can do the applause for Father. And shall we give another applause to Dr. Moeti all the way in South Africa? I hope you will. Thank you very much, Dr. Kaluwa, for the brilliant presentation. We are very honored to have you standing for the director to do the presentation. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to a critical segment of today's program. That is the conferment of honorary degrees on our identified individuals. Your Lordship Chair, as part of the university's effort to establish best academic practices and culture, UHAS has established as a tradition the JEM Leadership Series, to be followed by the award of an honorary Doctor of Science degree, honoris causa, to the eminent scholar who delivers the lecture. In this case today, she will be represented by one of her representatives, as well as to the other very deserving individuals who have contributed to the development of the university and the country at large, as approved by the Council under your management. Mr. Chairman, the very first awardee is Dr. Machidiso Rebecca Moeti, who will be represented today by Dr. Kaluwa. So, Dr. Kaluwa, Please stand and remain standing as the provisor reads the citation, after which you will be ruled accordingly.
Welcome, Dr. W.H.O. Council Chairman, Vice Chancellor of UHAS, Honorable Regional Minister, all protocol observed. I read the citation in honor of Dr. Matidiso Rebecca Mueti, who is standing before you. Dr. Matidiso Rebecca Mueti, you are the first female W.H.O. Regional Director for Africa. On your assumption of office in January 2015, you made significant revisions to structure and work ethics at the W.H.O. Afro office. You also spearheaded strict reforms at the regional level, as well as across W.H.O.'s country offices in Africa, with a focus on resource, transparency, and accountability. You have directed and through your supervisory role supported countries to develop strategies to address health priorities, combining homegrown solutions and adaptation of international best practice. At the height of the Ebola outbreak that was sweeping across West Africa, your initiative in restructuring the departments that deal with outbreaks and humanitarian crises proved to be a critical step in dealing with what was a global emergency. You also led the W.H.O. Regional Office for Africa's Action on Treatment Scale-Up in the context of the 3x5 initiative to deal with the HIV/AIDS pandemic. In spite of the daunting challenges that accompanied the task you have been given, you summoned the willpower to accomplish it, bringing much relief to humanity. In March 2018, you were awarded the honorary fellowship of the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, the highest honor bestowed by the school on any individual. Your exceptional leadership, drive, tenacity, and professional skill saw the W.H.O. Afro becoming one of the top performance in reporting on outputs and program areas due to improvement, timeliness, and quality of statutory and donor reports compared to previous years at the just ended Monitoring and Evaluation Committee meeting. You obtained Doctorate of Medicine degree from the Royal Free Hospital School of Medicine in the University of London, and your master's degree in public health at the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine in 1978 and 1986, respectively. Prior to your appointment at W.H.O. Afro, you served as the Deputy Regional Director and later Coordinator of the Inter-Country Support Team for the South and East African countries of W.H.O. African region. You are an outstanding public health physician with over 3 decades of national and international experience. Dr. Mawulom, the University of Health and Allied Sciences, whole Ghana, is proud of your enormous achievements and your meritorious service to Africa and the world at large. We salute you and are delighted to confer on you the honorary Doctor of Science degree. Congratulations. Since we all know very well that Dr. Mawulom is not the 4S, I want to make this slide change. It is the decoration and the robes are being received on her behalf by Dr. Owen Kalua, the W.H.O representative in Accra. And he will deliver these robes to Dr. Mawulom. And as chairman of the council, we were faced with an emergency which hit us on Friday, that's yesterday, and we had to take an emergency decision one way or the other. So this is not to say that we have, as a council, endorsed the giving of honorary degrees in absentia. The council may take that decision, but for now we have not taken that decision, but it was only an emergency we have met and we want to clarify this position. So Dr. Kalua, you will receive this award on behalf of Dr. Mawulom. Thank you. Yes, there is a certificate and a citation as well, which will be given to you.
Your Lordship Chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our next recipient for the day is Dr. Moses Adibo. Dr. Moses Adibo, please rise up and step forward. Your citation will be read by Dr. Professor Madejako.
Council Chair, Vice Chancellor, our Honorable Regional Minister. I read a citation in honor of Dr. Moses Adibo. Enthusiasm, zeal, professionalism, commitment are but a few of the many attributes that are synonymous with your performance and approach to work and public service. Your experience and work culture as a medical superintendent was brought to bear when you were appointed the Regional Director of Health Services of the then Upper Region in 1972. As the Regional Director, you provided effective leadership to the healthcare team responsible for planning, implementing, and supervision of healthcare services within the region and beyond. You created a congenial working environment for all cadre of health staff, which enabled you to attract a new staff and retain them in a deprived region. You became the Director of the National Health Planning Unit in 1978 and the Director of Medical Services in 1986. As the Director of Medical Services of the Ministry of Health, you initiated various health sector reforms such as strengthening of the district health systems, reorganization of the regional health administration, and creation of the financial controller position that saw the development of the financial management systems of the Ministry of Health. Your expertise in health system strengthening, planning, and reforms was demonstrated in the restructuring of the health services into functional units and the implementation of Act 525, which eventually resulted in the establishment of the Ghana Health Service. Your exceptional leadership and professional skills in health system reforms and management culminated in your appointment as the Deputy Minister of Health of the Republic of Ghana from 1998 to 2000. Your quest for quality service delivery through quality human resource within the health service saw you take up additional responsibilities as a part-time lecturer in health policy, planning and management at the School of Public Health, University of Ghana in 2003 to train public health practitioners. You did not just serve your country, Ghana, but actually offered your professional services in the establishment of the healthcare systems of various countries such as Namibia, Sierra Leone, Nigeria, Mozambique, and Gambia. Dr. Moses Adibo, you are a distinguished patriot, scholar, leader, and an outstanding public health specialist, and you have brought great honor to the medical and public health profession as well as to our motherland, Ghana. The University of Health and Allied Sciences is happy to be associated with you as one of the distinguished doyens of public health in Ghana. We salute you for your dedicated and meritorious service to Ghana and Africa. We hereby confer on you the honorary degree of science, honorary Doctor of Science, honoris causa degree. Dr. Moses Adibo, Ayeko.
Dr. Moses Adibo, they will now decorate you with the gown. Pleasure to present to you the certificate and the citation accompanying the certificate.
Another round of applause. Your Lordship Chair, the third and final recipient is Mr. Kofi Nsiam-Poku. Mr. Kofi Nsiam-Poku, please rise and step forward. Please stand in the middle and face the crowd. Mr. Kofi Nsiam-Poku, as Marketing Man of the Year 2004, KNUST Alumnus of the Year 2005, Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana's Industrial Pharmacist of the Year 2006, first recipient of the Opoku-Ware School Distinguished Alumnus Award in 2008, EY's Emerging Entrepreneur of the Year for West Africa in 2015 for creating employment for over 1,000 young people. You have distinguished yourself as a true patriot, transformational leader, philanthropist, and industrialist, and have brought honor to your schools, profession, and our motherland, Ghana. You attended Opoku-Ware Secondary School, where you served as the assistant school prefect. You proceeded to Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology and graduated with a bachelor's degree in pharmacy. Upon graduation, you stayed on to teach at the Faculty of Pharmacy, KNUST, spending a total of 5 years in academia. To expand your knowledge, you undertook several executive development programs at the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration. On leaving academia, you grew your pharmacy business from a small retail pharmacy to wholesaling, importation, and the current full-scale manufacturing over the last 20 years. You are the founder and chairman of Kina Pharma Limited, one of the top 3 pharmaceutical manufacturing companies in Ghana. You also founded and are the chairman of Expert Security Limited, which has become the security solutions provider of choice for most diplomatic missions, multinational companies, mining sites, and international organizations in Ghana. In the year 2008, you founded Health Life Beverages Limited, a $40 million project which uses third-generation Tetra Pak technology in manufacturing world-class quality fruit juices, nectars, and milk-based products. You have since gone on to set up Green Diamond Estates and Resorts Limited, a company engaged in the development and running of luxury and premium-rated residential complexes in first-class neighborhoods within the country. You are a fellow of Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana, PSGH, Ghana College of Pharmacists, and the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists. You are currently the head of the Drug and Herbal Manufacturing and Quality Assurance Division of the Ghana College of Pharmacists and the Vice President of the West African Pharmaceutical Manufacturers Association, where you were instrumental in negotiating the current value-added tax exemption for pharmaceutical raw materials, packaging material, and excipients in Ghana. You are a member of the Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana, a WHO advisor on pre-pack antimalarials, a research and development consultant on antimalarial production for clinical studies in Africa. I thought you'd be giving him a hand. Under your sterling leadership, your companies won several local and international awards. Kina Pharma Limited won the Africa Project Development Fund Award for Innovative Company of the Year 2002, CIMG Marketing Company of the Year 2004, and CIMG Manufacturing Company of the Year 2008. Health Life has also won the CIMG Award for Emerging Brand of the Year 2008. As a philanthropist, you support numerous charities, especially those relating to sports, health, education, and Christian outreaches. Your annual average donations are in excess of $200,000 US. You also provide training for chemical sellers across the country on an annual basis and you pick up educational bills for the needy but brilliant students in various tertiary institutions throughout Ghana. The University of Health and Allied Sciences The University of Health and Allied Sciences is proud of your numerous achievements and your meritorious service to Ghana and Africa. We are pleased to confer on you the Honorary Doctor of Science Honoris Causa degree, Dr. Kofi Nsiapoku Ayiko.
I'll ask the Vice Chancellor to decorate our honorary. You can all bear with me that all our 3 awardees deserve another round of applause. And that they were carefully chosen by the council after going through their various CVs. On behalf of the council, we congratulate you and we present to you the citation and the certificate.
Futre mataya, nana futre mae, ayo, futre mae, nana futre mae, futre mae, nana futre mae, futre mataya, futre mataya, nana futre mae.
know we want to spend the whole morning dancing, but we are constrained with time. We will now invite our honorees to give us their acceptance speeches in the order in which they came. Dr. Kalua, followed by Dr. Adibo and Dr. Kofi Nsiapoko.
Thank you very much. Chair of Council, the Vice Chancellor, the Regional Minister, I really would like to thank you, and it has been an honor for me to receive the degree, the citation, and the gown on behalf of my boss, the Regional Director, Dr. Masidiso Moeti, who, as you know, couldn't be here. So I would like to express gratitude on this honor bestowed on her. But I need to add that she will send to the university her acceptance and appreciation from her heart. So I'll convey this message to her. And indeed, once again, thank you very much for recognizing the Regional Director.
Chairman of Council, the Vice Chancellor, the Regional Minister, W.H.O, I am humbled by this honor bestowed on me by the university. And I am very grateful for this action. But as the process went on, I began to see the things that were being said about me. For me, I did those things which I did as a duty to humanity. Little did I know that the effects on humanity, both locally and internationally, were enormous. I hope and pray that the younger ones coming will learn from what we, the older ones, have done. I am aware that our sense of values is fast changing, apparently because of technology. But I'm aware also that in more developed countries, technology is being used for the advancement of man. We appear to be using technology for our selfish ends, which are harmful to the society. And I hope and pray that sooner than later we will recognize this and change for the better. Since we are talking about universal health coverage, I want to raise one or two issues. I think by this time it is quite clear that if we in Ghana are going to achieve the universal health coverage, we must improve upon our performance at the community level as we implement CHIPS. It's almost 20 years since we started implementing CHIPS as a policy. In fact, it was inaugurated in December 2000 by the late Professor Mills. By this time, we should know the hindrances that are preventing us from achieving better results. So I want to challenge the academia to study our performance at the community level, which I'm sure will lead to changes in the curriculum for training community health officers. Since we are talking about change of attitudes, maybe more sociologists should go into the training of CHOs. The next challenge which I see is hampering the successful implementation of CHIPS is the decision of National Health Insurance not to pay for services offered by the CHOs when they visit homes. This is forcing us to establish little clinics at the community level. When we do that, we are weakening the home visit by the CHOs. And we know that the most important work of the CHO is to visit homes and interact with both the husband, the wife, and the other members of the family. Now, if by this decision by the National Health Insurance, we are forced to create literal clinics, then we are also telling the CHOs that their visits to the homes are not important, and that will weaken the system. So I urge the Ministry of Health and the Ghana Health Service to fight, to explain things to health insurance. We started the health insurance to assist us remove the financial burden. Now they turn around to tell us the strategy we should adopt. It doesn't make sense to me. So I come to the last one, which is our human resource. Formerly, we had auxiliaries of health inspectors. The CHO is an auxiliary. The enrolled nurse is an auxiliary. But now, because of the changes at the senior higher level, they all enter at the same level as those doing the professional courses. Whereas in the past, middle school leavers went in for the auxiliary courses. Now all of them at the O level enter the various things. Do you see the dilemma that I see? How prepared are we? That I want you all to think about, because I don't have an answer, though I see the problem. I think these are enough for your homework. I hope that those who have ears have heard what I have said, and that action will be taken as soon as possible. Thank you very much.
Honorable Council Chairman, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Honorable Minister for Volta Region, the Academic Board and staff, special guests of honor, family and friends, I wish to thank the Almighty God and to express my gratitude to the University of Health and Allied Sciences for bestowing on me the honorary doctorate, which I accept joyfully for myself and also on behalf of all people whom I have worked for the last 32 years. I was indeed astonished and delighted when I got wind of the first of several communications and emails that this day might happen. About 27 years ago, I left the conference of what then was UHASTV, having completed pharmacy and taught at the same school for 5 years. I had many doubts in my mind and many dreams too, but none of the very pleasant ones included the possibility that I'll be making an acceptance speech. I have had my share of twists and turns. I have worked as hard and as smart as I can at business. Founding Keynote Pharma, growing it from a tiny shop at Kegitia, making my own preparations for my father's garage, selling them from the boot of my car, and to now making over 150 popularly registered pharmaceutical products by myself and employing over 1,000 young people. I have struggled, had sleepless nights, and still continue to persevere. Though in all this, God has been good and my wife has been kind. To the young people, especially the pharmacy students here at my adopted university today, I have to say this to you. You have chosen a good profession, but you must still work hard. If you are to achieve any significance and be a blessing to others, there's nothing like overnight success. It does not exist. Only hard work, honesty, and investing in yourself instead of spending pays. It is what you do that can prosper. If you don't, there can be no prosperity. If you do small, therefore, your reward will be small. You can only receive prosperity if you manage yourselves well. On behalf of myself, Kina Pharma and its subsidiaries, my family and friends, I humbly accept this honor and say God bless you. This is another award that will push me to try and work even harder and to be a blessing to many more people. Thank you all, and God bless us all.
Thank you all, and God bless us all. You know, we're in the same Republic Hall. And I was in medical school, he was in School of Pharmacy. And I was focusing on academia, and then he decided to get into business. So he's able to come and tell us all the achievements. So I think you need to also help us develop some entrepreneurial skills. It is very, very important for all of us. And he said it himself that this is his adopted university. So since we are adopted sons, we will begin to claim the things that children. It is time for us to launch our strategic plan. We felt that we should take advantage of this opportunity, this function, to launch our strategic plan. My role at this time is to introduce the document to you, and the launch will be done by Chairman of Council. sorry for the technology mix up. The screens here are not showing anything, so colleagues on the days cannot see. And we don't want them to stretch their neck and get the neck problems. Okay, I'll go ahead. The chairman says I should go ahead, so I'll go ahead. Okay, so this is what our strategic plan document looks like. I'll take you briefly through what is in there. This document shows what our vision for the next 10 years is all about. So, thank you. It's okay. So it's a small document, just about 52 pages, and it gives the highlights of what we want to achieve as a university. It tells you about what UHAS is, who we are, and what our vision and aspirations are as a university. The aims of the university as envisioned from its inception. And it tells you about how we want to get to greater heights as a university, the things that we need to do to get to those heights. We try and situate our institution in the context of universal healthcare coverage and ensuring that health is central to the well-being of our people. Having said that, we talk about our schools and our institutes and what each and every one of them is supposed to do. We look at what our national development plan, the 40-year development plan of the country is, and identify what it is that we as a university can play, the role we can play in achieving this aspiration. And of course, at the global level, we look at the SDGs, the health components of SDGs, and what UHAS can contribute to. We went through a long planning process to try and engage everybody to be part of the process. We held various consultations with academia, with our administrators, and the University Council went for a retreat to ensure that we were all on the same page discussing all these issues. So we state what our vision is, what our mission is, and what our values and ethos are, focusing on excellence, innovation, integrity, and service and care. Through this, we identify 10 key strategic objectives as a university. The first one is ensuring that we bring to bear on Ghana and Africa at large cutting-edge research that will push the frontiers of knowledge and make the best of what it is that we already know, utilizing knowledge to ensure that our people develop better. Our second key strategic objective is ensuring that we have an academic environment that is conducive for teaching and learning. Our third key strategic objective ensures that we have internal management processes that will ensure a good and peaceful atmosphere in this university, that all will be satisfied, and even those who are not satisfied will have avenues for seeking redress, so that we have guidelines, we have policies, and all what it takes to govern an institution like ours. We identify stakeholder management as very important. We know that as a university of health and allied sciences, we have many stakeholders, from the health sector to the education sector. We straddle the two. And beyond that, we are in the Volta region, but we are for Ghana. We are here to ensure that all the key stakeholders have a role to play. And in playing this role, everybody feels satisfied. It's sometimes not possible, but at least you must have a listening ear and make sure that everybody is heard. We aim at promoting diversity and cultural brand as an identity. We think that anybody who comes to this university should see Ghana reflected here. So, as much as possible in our appointments, in our selection criteria for everything, we would ensure that there is equity, that we are gender sensitive, and that this place represents Ghana. We need money to run this place, and therefore making sure that we find money and managing the money well is one of our key strategic objectives. And as you can see, we accept any kind of money. It can be euro, it can be dollar, it can be Ghana cedi. We accept any kind of money. And we make the money grow. So we have good investment policies. Unfortunately, we don't have too much to be putting in investment because we don't even have enough to spend. But the little that we have, we ensure that we invest it properly. Our seventh strategic objective wants to ensure that we have a state-of-the-art technology and equipment in our laboratories, in our teaching halls, in our lecture theaters, and our science laboratories, our simulation centers, to be able to bring technology to bear on our teaching and learning. And how to manage this technology and the risks involved is something that we are very particular about. We promise that we will be monitoring and managing all our key activities in a very systematic way. We'll have all our key performance indicators, and everybody will know what is expected of them. And after helping people to fall in line, we may have to crack the whip. Finally, we want to communicate what our brand is. We want to let people know what UHAS stands for. We want faculty to know what UHAS stands for. We want students and staff to know what UHAS stands for, so that we can all be good ambassadors for this great university. So these are our 10 key strategic objectives. But we know that we have to work in an environment that is environmentally friendly. And therefore, we aspire that in the next phase of our development, we will be looking at the use of renewable natural resources to generate our energy and all that. So we want to have a green campus. We want to make sure that our water systems are very good. And we want collaboration with all stakeholders and develop leadership characteristics in this great institution of ours. We've done an analysis to see what our weaknesses, our strengths, the opportunities and the threats which would make us either achieve or not achieve these goals. So we are very mindful of all these. And finally, we know that we live in an environment that is very sensitive to political changes, economic issues, the social issues, and therefore we are very mindful of all these. We've identified them and we want to ensure that this is done appropriately. The next phase is to develop an implementation plan, which we have, on what we want to achieve within the short term and also within the medium term and the long term as well. So we've identified all these things and we are going to develop more operational documents to guide the operationalization of this strategic plan. I want to, at this point, acknowledge all the several people who contributed to the development of this document. So, Mr. Chairman of Council, this is what this strategic document is about.
Before I do the launch, I want to acknowledge the work done by the previous council, and Professor Kofi Anido, who is here. I want to invite him to join me at the podium to launch this document. I also want to invite Professor Harry Tabo, representing Convocation, who also joined me to launch the strategic plan. As the VC has said, the strategic plan is an important turning point in the history of this university as we transition from the foundation stage to the development and growth stage. By this process, the university aims at bringing health and allied sciences to new heights through innovative teaching and cutting-edge community-oriented research. In this respect, therefore, our core values of excellence, integrity, innovation, service and care are expected to permeate all our encounters with internal and external stakeholders, and by these initiatives, we at UHAS are expected to be different from other universities in Africa and the world at large. This is because we intend to keep our unique identity that has been set out with clarity in the 10 years strategic plan that the Vice Chancellor has just introduced us to. So, Mr. Vice Chancellor, join me with the others to unveil the strategic plan. By this, we duly launch the UHAS strategic 10-year development plan.
Thank you very much, Your Lordship Chair, for the launch of the strategic plan. As is the practice, yesterday we introduced quite a few people Today I have a few additions, and I just want to quickly acknowledge the people that have come to support us. I acknowledge all of us for our contribution and support for UHAS. I just want to mention a few more people who have come. Yesterday we mentioned Mrs. Caroline Otu, who is representing the governor of the Bank of Ghana, but we didn't see her. Can we see her now? So she's here. Thank you very much. Thank you. We are really acknowledged. I also want to acknowledge our Tofi and Mamau, our traditional chiefs who always come to join us. W.H.O and W.H.O II and all his entourage. W.H.O III and his entourage and all the other traditional leaders who are with us here today. I want to acknowledge Dr. Frank Nyonato, Dr. and Mrs. Frederick Grappa, Mrs. Rebecca Abotaro of Reform. I want to acknowledge Dr. Wisdom Kuloji, representing his Vice Chancellor, University of Education, Winneba. I want to acknowledge Professor Anthony Mauli Sala. He's representing his Vice Chancellor from Jilpa. Professor Felix Adekoya is also representing his Vice Chancellor from UNER, University of Energy and Natural Resources. Thank you, sir. Mr. Peter Kaba, representing VCG Ghana, he's the Executive Secretary, VCG Ghana, always supporting us. I also wish to introduce, he's been introduced already, our former council chair, Professor Kofi Akintoho. I just want to acknowledge him again also. I want to acknowledge all the families of the awardees. Can you just wave to us if you are here? The spouse of Dr. Kofi Kofu and Mrs. Dr. Mrs. Adibo. I'm not sure. I think I've exhausted the list for now. If I have others, I'll let you know. Thank you very much.
I want to acknowledge Dr. Anefi Asamoah, the immediate past Deputy Director General of the World Health Organization.
Thank you. Before I also give my closing remarks, I want to acknowledge Dr. Koku Awono, who is here in France. You all agree with me that we've had 2 exciting days of important and incisive lectures, and I will be doing a great disservice if, as a layman, I want to summarize today's lectures. But what I want to say in concluding remarks is that when I was growing up and as a young legal practitioner, what I know of Ministry of Health, later to become Ghana Health Service, is that they are very noted for seminars and retreats. All the time you go to the hospital, the doctors are going for retreat, they go for seminar, they go for this, they go for that. Now, we have had 3 lecture series at UHAS. The first one was by Professor Sefa Dede. Last year I was here, I wasn't at the first one, but last year I was here when Dr. W.H.O delivered his lectures. This year I've also been here, I've listened to the 2 lectures. Now, taking the 2 presentations alone, last year and this year, if we at UHAS can have an interface with the political leaders, those who initiate policy at the Ministry of Health, and I'm happy the Honorable Regional Minister is here, and he is also a medical practitioner and he was also a medical administrator. So I urge him to take the message to the politicians and the medical administrators to have an interface with us at UHAS. Take the lectures that have been given this year and last year and let's move forward. Because I have seen the problem in Ghana. We have abundant human resource. We meet at fora like this, come out with brilliant presentations. The next time you see the document being published, they only gather dust in the archives of the university and not implemented by those who initiate and implement policy. And if there is no direct interface between those who are governing and the academia, then there's no point in having universities and research institutions. The same thing is happening in the other universities, Greek research institutes, they conduct research, and so on and so forth. They don't use it. Chemicals are brought into the country to fight pests. The experts tell us these particular pests are harmful not only to the individuals, but also they produce some resistant pests. So do this and that, but nobody is listening. So I urge that for the country to derive maximum benefits from the insightful lectures we have had yesterday and today, and even last year and beyond, please, let us form an implementing committee at this university to interface the Ministry of Health so that they listen. I will urge the Vice Chancellor to initiate this process, and when we come to our council meeting in June, we will ensure that at least we have hearing at the Ministry of Health, and if that fails, we will announce it at next year's lecture that we made this effort and it has failed. So with these comments, I just want to thank all the people who have contributed in making this a success. I know the vote of thanks will be given, but my closing remarks are first to the two representatives of one woman, Dr. Otta and Dr. Kalua. I thank you very much. I also want to thank the immediate council chair, Professor W.H.O. I want to thank the chiefs and people of Sokode who have shown faith with this university and their patience in the fact that government has not yet satisfied them for taking their land. I am assuring them that I'm working hard, the council is working hard to ensure that that event takes place this year. If it doesn't happen, I will resign my position as chair. And I also want to thank the families, first the awardees and their families for the honor that we have bestowed upon them. And I want to urge others who are equally in line to benefit from such awards, not to draw back, but to continue to show faith in the achievements and work of this particular university. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Lordship Chair. Please permit me to acknowledge the presence of our members of council. Nana, Dr. Usofari is representing Mr. Ram. Dr. Atta-Mills is here. Dr. Emmanuel Newman. We also have our other representative, Mr. Desmond Jijonu, representative of the alumni on council. Mr. Idris Bukari is the grassroots rep on council, and Mr. Franny Pius is the SLC rep on council. Dr. Sylvia Ayele Ghana is also a member of council and she's here. Professor Harry Kwame Tago, you have met already. He's also representing convocation, professorial on council. Thank you very much. This program is streaming live on YouTube, on UHASTV. We want you to, when you get back to your homes, take a look at it. UHAS is going places. Thank you very much. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, the chairman of council has already done a greater part of the appreciation. I just want to continue from where he left off. On all our behalf, I want to thank God for the gift of life and for a perfect day like this. We owe him all our intellect, our abilities, capabilities, and progress. And we thank God for that. I wish to thank all of you immensely for spending time with UHAS. We are indeed grateful that you are here to witness this event. We in UHAS are filled with so much pride and yet humbled by the extent to which we derive support from all our stakeholders during this event. We have seen from the day before today that UHAS is destined for greatness in the academic endeavor. I didn't hear an amen. Also. And I wish to thank all of you for being part of it. I want to extend our appreciation to the speaker, Dr. Machidiso Rebecca Moeti, who was represented by two people, as the chair said. The presentation was a very good one. We know that preparing for a 2-day lecture is a very daunting task, and it's not easy, but it has been achieved, and we thank God for her life. I want to thank the awardees, Dr. Adibo and Dr. Nsiampoku, your families and direct support for giving UHAS the opportunity to honor you. Now that graduates of the university, I look forward to seeing you in our next alumni meeting. And also for your alumni dues. I promise to come for them myself. I wish to also thank you, your Lordship, Justice Victor J.L. Dotse, Justice of the Supreme Court, our able chairperson, for being here all the time at all costs. And I also want to thank our Vice Chancellor and Senior Management for pursuing the UHAS vision. I thank you, Regional Minister Dr. Lecha, for joining us for the 2 days and always supporting our endeavors. The chairman has thanked Mamao already, but I want to add my voice again. They are constantly present here to support us. I thank you all our UHAS constituents, convocation, staff and students. I want to specially mention our planning committee for a job well done. I want to thank all the others also behind the scenes, our cleaners, our groundsmen and women, the IT and sound people, Sito and his crew. We thank you so much. I want to mention especially Mr. Matt James Akwensili of our IT department. Where is he? I want us to give him an applause. And thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, once again. We have a short announcement. After we recess from here, our students will go to the canteen. They will be refreshed over there. They shouldn't be in a hurry to go away. Convocation will go to the foyer of the library. Council and invited guests will go to the council chamber. Thank you very much. The chairman will now dissolve convocation.
Thank you, Madam Registrar. Ladies and gentlemen, by the powers vested in me as the Chairman of Council of the University of Health and Allied Sciences, UHAS, and I do hereby declare the first special congregation dissolved. Thank you.
Freedom. 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 Shut up. 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 My name is Shatta Wale. Freedom.